For being here. Come on in the room. Whoa, come on in the room. Yeah, I gotta find my tambourine. We got so much to talk about, so won't you come on in the room now? You sing, come on in the room. Whoa, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in here? Come on. How are we doing? Hey, Cammie. Cammie said this is about to be share comedy. Ciao. What's up, Cammie? Hey, Miss Yinka. Miss Yinka said, I'm so excited for another live, and I am loving you on your TikTok, Nikki. Oh, my God. Thank you so much. Guys. Oh, wait. Let me see if I have my TikTok up here. Yes, my TikTok. Oh, wait. You can't see it. Oh, crap. My TikTok is Nikki.Star. I thought I had it up here. Ciao. I'll have it tomorrow. I have a whole new setup. Not here yet. My setup is going to change in maybe a few weeks or so. But I'm working on some new things. So we have a whole new intro and everything tomorrow. But my TikTok is Nikki.Star. Check your girl out over there. Thank you so much, Yinka. I think I want to start talking about reality TV more over there. I do more of that on Instagram just because I don't know how, that TikTok community is over there. It's so freaking messy, child. Hey, Nisha. Nisha said, hey, everyone, I'm here, ready for this live. Let's get into it. Absolutely. Hey, Vodka. I knew Vodka would be here. Hey, Virgindra. How are you? Virgindra said, I'm seated. Yocrates, baby. How are you? I missed you. Thank you for being here. Hey, JL. Hey, Shed, my baby's here. Just G said, hello, Star family. I see we on CP time. Are we? I started on time today. I was very intentional about that. I had my countdown, my StreamYard countdown and everything. We started on time today. Now, normally we on CP time, but the Lord has convicted me, so I'm getting better about that. Hey, Spency, thank you so much for being here. Spency, I love you because you support me on all platforms. Spency rocks with me on Instagram. Spency rocks with me on YouTube Shorts. Spency rocks with me on TikTok. I thank you for all your support. And when I was on Twitter, she was rocking with me there. Thank you, Spency. I love you. E for Empathy said, hey, Nikki and Star fam. Hey, Hey, Kevin Michelle, how are you? Hey, Cameron said, I'm here. Hey, Nikki, thank you for being here, Cameron. Hey, Elise, free Kenya, free twirl. Absolutely. I'm Team Kenya for what I've seen. Hey, Ryan, how are you? Thank you for being here. Hey, Elise. Hey, Rayel. Elise said, and y'all better keep it cute tonight. We got to be kind in this discussion. No metaphorical virtual piss ups. Amen. Amen. Especially no diaspora stuff today or tomorrow, because we have a live for that set up next week. I just am trying to finalize the panel, but no diaspora wars on this one. Thank you for being here, Elise. Kevin said, Nikki, put it in your kidneys. Excuse me? What? Did I miss something? Hey, Eva, how are you? I miss you too. Thank you for being here. Hey, Yasmin. Yasmin said, hey, Nikki, I knew my fave would be vindicated. She never let me down when it all plays out. Me too. I needed to see that. Because I'm just like, this is not making any sense. Kenya is a vet. Something isn't adding up. Santino, how are you? Shamia's song. Yes. She's really good. This is Shamia's season, child. Hey, Monique, front row seat. Amen. Thank you for being here. Hey, Into the H, thank you for being here. Chunny Bunny, thank you for being here. Said, hi, Nikki's happy I made this live. Thank you for being here, Chunny Bunny. And you also support me on all platforms. And I thank you so much. Thank you, Spency. Hey, Sebastian. Hey, my love. F. Titty, what's up? You know what? You know what? I'm going to hold my apology until next episode, because I think that's where she went off the rails. But as of right now, it's looking like Britt is the problem. Kevin said, Britt really thought she was 50 Cent. Girl, bye. Yeah, she was doing a little too much. Hey, LSS, how are you? Give Me Shelter said, hey, NikkiStar and fam, my notifications aren't working. Me either. I told you guys this is my live, and I didn't get a notification. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Jazzy. Audrey, what's up? Oh, yeah, we have to have one. After the last live I had, if we needed one. FTD said, we being Bravo and those blogs that make Kenya into a relentless bully. Now that I wasn't buying, because she's just such a vet. I knew something in the water wasn't clean, but I'm going to hold all of my full thoughts until next week's episode. Hey, Cam, thank you for being here. Said, hey, Nikki. And what did I say on TikTok? I think the other thing I said on TikTok was, damn, I don't cuss. LSS said, Kempire, Simply Simone, and Wah would be great panelists. Absolutely, they would be. I'm actually going to check with them and see if they are available. But, everybody's booked and busy, child. This ain't the old school YouTube days. Everybody is booked and busy. Virginia said, baby, the way them producers played, and they're still playing, I think. They're still playing. Eva said, it's from Bees. Oh, okay. I was like, put it in the kidneys. Pink Pedal said, hey, y'all, Britt got the whips and is cocked and loaded. I'm just like, we're bringing out guns on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, I know Atlanta is an open carry state, but this is a different kind of show. I told y'all those girls was giving love of hip hop. I told y'all they were giving love of hip hop. Zariah said, hey, Nikki, hey, Star fam. I was there at the vault that night. I'm going to bring you up. Are you okay with that? We came in as they were walking out, watching the episode now and looking at the context of to why Britt was yelling. It still doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm going to bring you up if you want to. Just let me know. Eva Empathy said, honestly, Shami is a triple threat. Triple threat, rich, talented, and hilarious. I really like her. Nori's note said, NikkiStar, I need your luck to say help. Do I need the signature skillet? I actually have the signature skillet. I don't use it as much as I thought I would. I honestly use the brazier more than the skillet. I don't think it's as much of a need as it is a want, because the brazier, if you already have the brazier, I would say you're good on the skillet. Because like I said, I do not use it. I do not use it as much as I thought I would. Jazzy Go said, I'm gonna need Shamia and the joke to chill. It's getting a little corny. Yeah, she has her corny moments. She really does. we saw more of her corny than we saw, than we were able to see what we see now. That's why we are liking her a little bit more, because when we were introduced to her, she was the corny friend. Yasmin said, I also want to talk to the producer who reported Britney never threatened Kenya. And Kenya straight ignored that girl. Kevin said, I heard that boyfriend did some inappropriate. Oh, child. Oh, God. What is going on? Jazzy Go said, I'm excited to hear your thoughts. Thank you. F. Titty said, I fear Portia is never beating the jealousy, especially after this episode. And Portia, if you are in here today, or your sister, if you are in here today, you cannot sit up there and say that it's not giving jealousy. Kim said, you said the people that are participating in diaspora. Oh, yeah, I did. I said, damn dummy. Oh, my God, I'm going to take it down. I'm going to take it down. The thing about it is, I realized that on TikTok, I should never post anything when I'm emotional or in the moment, because I really was. Because what happened was, on my Bose thing, there's like, for some reason, there's like, I don't know, there's like people who keep on trying to like stroke some kind of diaspora war flames, and they keep on mentioning, like, it's either people who are cosplaying Black American who are saying that it's because Bose is acting like that because she's African, or it's African people coming on. People who are cosplaying African. I'm not sure if they are, who are coming on my page saying that Black Americans are doing too much. And I'm just like, what did you get out of that video that gave anything about somebody doing it because of their culture, or somebody not acknowledge it because of their culture? You didn't, but you're coming to my page to be messy, and I'm not the one. play on somebody else's page, not me. But Cam, I think I might have to delete that, because I don't want people to know me like that. I don't want people to meet me like that. So Seth said, Brit is going to say that the pew pew comment is in reference to the neighbor and not Kenya, and Kenya showing them pictures claiming to protect Brooklyn that way doesn't make sense. I actually don't know how any of this is going to play out. It all depends on who the producers like the most. Virginia said, you've been clocked that tea about the cast. Oh, Ben. Okay. Lord, hey, Kyle. Kyle said, I made a live. It's been so long since I've been able to join. Thank you for being here, Kyle. Virginia said, who on production needs to be fired? All of them. I told you, that team is terrible. Real Housewives of Atlanta is the worst producing team out there. Terrible. Zaraya said, I can't come up. Okay, but I can send you a link to my vlog with the clips I could get. Oh, absolutely. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. Kenya, Pinky Petal said they lied on Kenya. It's looking like that. Oh, thank you. It's you. Every time you guys love my hair, it's old hair. It's hair that I'm about to retwist. It's hair that I have to retwist. Thank you so much. Audrey said, maybe make it make sense. Oh, Layla Lynn and Grace Report. Oh, Grace Report will be good. Thank you, guys. Let me write all these people down. You guys are doing really good with this. Diaspora Wars panel. All right, so you guys said, I want to reach out to everyone that you guys suggest. All right, Star Fam said Kempire. Kempire. Simply Simone. Make it make sense. Who else? Who else did you guys say? Oh, Grace Report. Make it make sense. Grace Report. Layla Lynn. I hate when my phone tries to correct everything. Layla Lynn. Who else? Make it make sense. Layla Lynn. Grace Report. Oh, Just Call Me Wob will be good. She would be good. I think that's it. Let me know who else you want me to add or reach out to, because this is all according to their availability. Kyle said, I've never been to Atlanta. Can someone explain why all the ladies were scared to go to dinner at the Vault in Bankhead? They were just being classes. half of them, dated men from there or stayed down there. But now that they got a little bit of coin, they're too good to go to what is perceived the hood, basically working class black neighborhood. I don't know what happened. They were just being bougie for no reason. They were just being classes for no reason. Blue Jay said Shami is a cutie. I love how light and playful she is. I think she can keep it and move along. That's the best housewife to have. She gives me OG housewife. She gives me OG housewife. I forget her name, but she was the richest one, and she was married to that football player and Deshaun Snow, I believe. CM said they could say it, but they'd be lying like usual. What is that in response to? Yasmin said Portia and Britt have a lot in common. It makes sense why they click. I can actually see them two becoming a dynamic duo. Santino said the way Portia acted funny when Shamia played her song, it was unnecessary. And it was just downright mean. I don't know why she's acting like this. Kevin said people will love you and hit you when your friend is successful. All the bad I wish you, child. Love like you are said, hey, y'all, happy Monday. I was watching my hair and I heard your voice and needed to skedaddle. Thank you for being here. The N and the H said, can you all things consider acted very calm that night? Now, what I want to know is why nothing happened to Britt. Was anything said to her by production? Probably not, which is very weird. Nori Note said, I have a 3.5 brazier. I'm going to leave the skillet and keep saving for the Dutch. Yes, I feel like the essentials are the brazier and the Dutch. The skillet, I just don't use that often. I really, really don't. Blue Jay said, but diaspora wars are dumb. It's like gun rights and pro-choice. The people who are stripping your rights is loving it. How you're focusing on smaller issues instead of overarching. Yeah, well, listen, the colonization is strong. It's strong. Listen, shout out to Black Americans. I think we're doing very well for people who have been enslaved for 400 plus years. Like, I think we're doing very, very great. So any mishap or issues that we have, I just charge it to the game because I think we're doing really great for what we have come from and what we have become and are becoming. We've done a lot of work. There are Black people who have not endured what we have endured, who are so deeply colonized. I don't know if they can be saved. Give Me Shelter said, when push come to shove, all the Black people of the African diaspora acted accordingly. Like you said, Nikki, one band, one sound. Those other people are just agitators. Absolutely. Social Stuff said they were all claiming the neighborhood is ghetto. That's going to be the excuse. Always. I got what you meant. Give Me Shelter. Audrey said, Bose coaches poor Reed on the Garcelle lawsuit. I wouldn't be surprised. Miss Kaija Jose said, hey, Nikki, glad I made another live. Glad you're here. Virginia said, give them the production team of Salt Lake City because that team, absolutely not. That team will not be able to work with Black people. I know personally. Well, Brooke Ashley, let me add her. Absolutely not. That team would not be able to work with Black people. George said her pew-poo comment were even more sinister since she was calling for her husband. It would definitely felt like she was weaponizing her man against another woman because she wasn't quick enough. That makes sense. For like, not makes sense, but makes sense for the context. Because it was so weird how angry and violent she became. Virginia said, oh, Brooke and Nikki, my heart couldn't take. Oh, I'll see. I'll absolutely see if they're ready to have that conversation and if they're available. I don't know her, so I wouldn't want to. She has a huge platform also. I don't know if she would want to come and bless, my platform. But also, I don't know her, so I feel like I only want people on here who I know and I've seen their content and I can trust what will be said in a respectful way. I don't know her. Vodka with 3 Olives said, I would love to see Trini Trent. See, I don't know Trini Trent. Only people that I know, I will ask. Herbie Revelis. Oh, okay. You guys are in these YouTube streets. Give Me Shelter said, all those suggestions are good. What I appreciate about Kempire is that he has a diverse fan base, but he don't play about Black women. Love that for us. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me get a couple more and then let me hop into it. So Steph said they are also saying they're also going to say that Kenya wasn't under direct threat because Britt didn't actually show a gun and Kenya was going the other direction and almost in Portia's car. I can also see that. And also, Kenya wasn't paying it any mind. So it didn't seem like Kenya really took the threat to heart or even heard it. Um, I wouldn't be surprised, child. Jazzy said, I love Angela's energy. She's really balanced and is able to move on. I like her. Who was Angela? Are we trying to say Shamia? Who was Angela? Give Me Shelter said, does Portia know how bad it looks for her to side with the season's villain in real time? That girl is just not smart at all. Well, they don't know how the show is going to look. So they're just going in and seeing what they think will make them look good. They don't know how the show is going to look. So Steph said it was a little mean what Portia said about Shamia's song, but I kind of laughed because I think it was auto-tune shade. I love Pay or Wait, but I don't know Pay or Wait. But I do like their content. Love Like You Are said, what is going on with my StreamYard? It's like slow for some reason. Love Like You Are said, Portia's mad because she's filming in a closet and it's a scammer's wife. Can't wait for Shamia to open her eyes and drop her. Oh, Lord. I don't want to see a real friendship fall apart. You know, hold on, guys. This is, I'm going to close some stuff because this is moving really slow and acting really, really weird. So I'm gonna close some stuff on my computer, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just have too much open. The StreamYard is moving mad slow. Let me see if that'll help. Did that help? I think so. I think so. I'll close some more if I have to. Blue Jay said, what I love about Black people, the family fight as soon as someone else, yeah. Now hold on. I love all Black people no matter class, location, sexuality, religion, skin tone, hair, etc. Absolutely. Oh, Rodney. Let me ask Rodney. He would be good. He would be good. This is a good list, guys. Thank you. It's a good list. Jesse said, I honestly like C. Diggy, Chris from Pop Roast, view on the Real Housewives, Beverly Hills take on things. Let's wait until the reunion to have a pure view and context. Garcella's no victim, and Bose is just as important. I agree with that. I also have to be honest. I've seen something in Bose that I did not want to see. And we honestly have talked about it in my live reviews where I'm just like, I don't understand why Bose is so dedicated to Dorit. Has she not watched the season prior? Because it's honestly given that she became friends with her to prove that Dorit is not this microaggressive racist that everybody was calling her last season or the season prior. So it's very weird to me, Bose's relationship with Dorit and how she constantly defends her while knowing nothing about the group unless she watched last season and unless she knows Dorit and came in with an agenda. It's very weird how dedicated she is to this woman and how she has spent the entire season defending her to people who have known her for over a decade and not trying to make any leeway with the other Black woman on the show, the other Black woman on the show that made this show safe for her to even enter. So it's weird to me. I am going to hold some of my thoughts until the reunion, but for me, I've always felt this way about Bose, and I hate it that I felt that way, but that is what she has always given me. Blue Jay said, I was still going slow. Let me close something else. What else can I close? Everything is moving so slow. Let me close this. I think it's moving slow because I was editing like right before this. I was doing some editing. I hope I'm not moving slow for you guys, but it's moving slow for me, child. Um, oh yeah, I'm freezing. Oh no. Back again. Child, I don't know what's going on. But we're here. Oh yes, I call her Miss Oakley. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I call her Miss Oakley. Um, Blue Jay said we are beautiful and fighters, lovers. We thrive and survive even when they wanted to kill us. Absolutely. He's so funny and he is Team Kenya. He is not playing. Kyle Scott said T.S. Madison would be great on Atlanta. I've been saying it. T.S. Madison and Amaya Scott. I'm sad our culture isn't ready for a trans woman, sadly. Listen, the effects of colonization. Since that Jessie Rue is very inviting, though, she will embrace you just fine, especially for a conversation as such. That's great. Again, this is a platform that the Lord has given me. Okay. And I just want to be as responsible as I can. I don't know enough of her content to know that you guys would be protected in her space. Now, everybody else I watch and I've worked with and I know just in the YouTube street, simply someone I know in person. So I feel a little safe. I just have to be careful. Just with people that I haven't worked with, I just don't want to invite them on this platform because I'm responsible for you guys. And so I want to make sure I'm putting people up here who I know will won't harm you. And I'm not saying that she will. I'm just saying I don't know. So I can't go there. But I'll check her out because you guys seem to really like her. I only know of her from Love and Hip Hop. Bianca says she definitely irritated and heard what she was saying in the car to Portia while they drove away. That's upsetting. I don't know why she went there. SCP said Bravo originally said it wasn't a gun threat at all in the article when it first came out, but now all of a sudden they played the audio about pew pew and whips. I don't know what's going on over there. It's very weird. Give Me Shelter said it's going so slow with the comments. Oh my God. Give Me Shelter said, my conspiracy theory is that production gave Kenya a year off with pay and are going to expose Brit so much VH1 or Zeus wouldn't even want her. I don't think it's going to go that deep. I think they're absolutely going to bring Kenya back next season, not because she was vindicated, but because the ratings are very low. Sebastian said, I love this list. Sorry, Sebastian. It's taking forever to bring comments up. I love this list for the panel. Everyone mentioned is so honest and their perspectives will be so relatable, which is needed for these conversations. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the comments. Everything else seems to be working fine. My comments are going so slow. And I don't have a lot open. So I don't know. Let me see what this is. Oh, maybe this is it. Because there is this Gucci these Gucci boots and headband that I'm looking for. So I had like a whole search engine open for that. So maybe that's why everything is running slow. Uh, if that ain't it, it's StreamYard. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. I don't know why everything is running so slow. I hate this so much. Don't know what's going on, but we're going to keep on trucking. Sebastian said, I love this list for panel. Everyone mentioned so honest and their perspective will be relatable, which is needed for these conversations. I absolutely agree. Bose is that black person in the workforce who is not friends to the other black person. In fact, she probably conspires with them to harass the BIPOCs in the office. I saw that in her first episode. We all saw something when she befriended Dorit because we were just like, why would you befriend Dorit of all people, the one who has been the most macro aggressive to Garcelle? Have you not watched the show? It was weird. It was a weird move for her. So Steph said, I don't think Bose got to where she is by being stupid. Me too. I would like to see things play out a bit more. I also feel like Garcelle is too nice to be on the show. She was never a good fit, in my opinion. That I will agree with. I think she used the platform very strategically and smart on her part, but I also felt the same way. I felt like she was too nice and in a way too good for reality TV. George said, or train wreck reality TV. George said the criticism people have of Garcelle about saddling herself to Sutton should apply to Bose and her friendship with Dorit, and they have less history. But we also have to realize Garcelle and Sutton became friends because they were collectively being bullied by the Coles Cash Karens. So they were forced to become friends. I don't think that friendship naturally was natural. I think it was they were holding on to each other for survival. Yeah, that's what Social Stuff just said this. Social Stuff said Garcelle and Sutton had to rely on each other. It wasn't a real friendship to me. Just like Bose and Dorit are real friends to me. It's strategic. But what is Bose strategically doing? Because I need to know what Bose did to make Garcelle say all skin folk and kinfolk. And I think it's because Bose is being a guard dog for Dorit, like she has been for Dorit this whole season. And now all of a sudden, these ladies have it out for Garcelle out of nowhere. Now they have it out for her, and they're going to try her on at the reunion. And Bose is probably going to be the guard dog for these white women, and it's going to be very embarrassing. Um, I'm back. I'm back. I'm trying. It's just a I really don't know what's going on. I really don't know. So let me get a couple more and then I'm just going to get into the live in case the review, in case this thing like freezes again. Um what is going on? Yocrates, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm trying to bring it up. This is weird. I've never had this issue with StreamYard. All right, guys. I think what I'm going to do is I leave and I come back. I think I'm just going to click out of StreamYard totally, and then I'm going to come back. Give me 1 second. Because I think it's StreamYard. I'm having an issue with StreamYard. Everything else is running fine. I think it's StreamYard. So let me click out of them and then I'm going to come back. Hold on 1 sec. Are we working now? Yes. Let me out of here. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back. Okay, so I've clicked out of StreamYard completely, and now I'm back, and it's okay. That's what it was. It was StreamYard. I'm working fine now. So let me get Just Jonda, and then I'm gonna get Yocrates. Just Jonda said, as usual, Black women not protected, even on the show allegedly about us. If this happened to a white housewife, there would be no faux confusion. Even a hint of a threat of the perpetrator would be out. I absolutely agree. Yocrates, thank you so much for the super chat. Yakriti said, if you have Windows PC, use the run command, then type, oh, you're ready. Delete the files. You can use the run command and then use temp. So I have a Mac. Can you help me with that? But I think I just clicked out of StreamYard and came back. Clicked out of StreamYard completely and came back and it was fine. So I think that was it. I'm going to get maybe 3 more because I think we're getting into the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I want to stick with Atlanta. The Internet Age said, I think the Fox Force has always had it out for Garcelle since she asked the question. They didn't want to answer. Now they have someone on their side in Bose that will be their defender against Garcelle. And it's just completely unfortunate because they're going to turn on Bose. They're going to turn on Bose because Bose is a much more opinionated and less fearful than Garcelle. They're absolutely going to turn on her. And then she's sitting there dark and lovely, fly, gorgeous, like she's a scene stealer. They're absolutely going to have an issue with her. The NC said, allegedly Bose tells G that if she were to reach you, I saw that too. She would have sued G for the comments about the burglary. Bose is some nasty work. And if this is what this is what caused G to post us skin folk and kinfolk, I hope that's not true. I've heard the same thing. I hope it's not true. Thank you. Soso Steph said they let Brandy run rampant for years. They don't be clicking the white ones either. Oh, clocking the white ones either. They never do. They never do. Social Steph also said, I don't care who they got on Beverly Hills. They need to fire Kyle. Kyle hasn't been giving anything. She really hasn't. I think they just have her here out of OG supremacy or loyalty, but I don't think they should. Yakriti said, I also have a Mac. I use the program at Mac TuneUp to help speed up my system. I hope this helps. I'm going to look into that. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm actually going to try that because maybe that's what it is. But I think I just had a lot open. That was on me. Anyway, thank you all so much. I love chatting with you guys, but we got to get into the review for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think the reason why we're having this conversation is because everybody is like on edge with Beverly Hills. Everybody is on edge with Beverly Hills. Child, Wednesday is going to be crazy. So I set my live for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for Wednesday at 12 p.m. I actually might go live on TikTok after the episode. Just if it's so spicy, I might go live after the episode on TikTok. I will let you guys know. Do not worry, but it'll probably be while I'm watching the episode. Anyway, let's get into the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Miss Oakley, let's talk. Miss Oakley, let's talk. Where is she at? I don't know why she's lying like that. Because every time she says one of her lies, it just makes people do more research and think harder because it doesn't make sense. Whenever it comes to her husband, it's always a lie, which makes you do some investigating because the lies don't make sense. So she is telling us on this episode that her family does not like her husband and they used to love him in the beginning, but then something happened that made them not want to like him anymore. And she just learned not to get her family him anymore. And she just learned to not get her family involved because now the family has an issue with him. And the issue is because Mr. Oakley and her mother got into it about cleaning, and they had a big argument about cleaning, and the husband is still upset about that. So he doesn't talk to her family, and it's created a wedge with her and her family. That to me does not make sense, right? That to me just seems so embellished that it made me start thinking. And what I believe really has happened is that her family, her mother and her sister, does not like her husband because he had a child on her. I wish she would just say this instead of making these lies up that don't make sense. Because as soon as she said it, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So your mom and your sister haven't talked to him for years because he didn't want to clean up? That's the like, it doesn't make sense. It's just like you and him had to live separately because he got kicked out of a basketball game. It doesn't make sense. And I think because your husband is a name or the name that got you on this show, that you have to talk about him. And I think because he has a little temper and you don't want to upset him, in order for you to talk about him, you make up these lies because you're required to talk about him because he is the reason why you're on the show. I think it would be better for you to just be honest. It might not be better for you in the marriage. Got to be honest there, but you want to be on this show, and it is required that you have to talk about your life, and that is a part of your life. So I would, just, if I were you, I would just tell the truth because the lies just don't make sense. I'm like, he's not talking to your mother because they had an argument over cleaning and they haven't talked to each other for years. Is the years 8? Had they not talked to him for 8 years? It's because that's the age of that child that is his. Remember, you mentioned me and I have this one, me and him have this one together, and he has this one. But that one is younger than the ones that you have together. So just be honest or find another way to talk around that man, because every time you talk about him, you're making up some lie, and it's so sad. It's so sad. Shamia, this is your season. This really is Shamia's season. That song that she debuted on the show is really good. It's a really good song. She is a phenomenal housewife. She, like I said before, she's giving me OG housewife. She is letting us know that she has multiple talents, and one of them is singing. And she dropped the song. We have so many people on here who have dropped songs and they have not had the vocals. She has the vocals. The time is now. Oh, Drew too. But I'm just saying, Shamia, I really, really like this song. And I think she's got it. I think this is her season, and she needs to take every opportunity that comes her way because this is the time, mama. It's working out for you. It really, really, really is working out for you. You're killing it on the show, dropping a classic old school R&B, mature R&B song. This is your season, girl. Take it and run with it. This is what the show is supposed to do for you. Portia, I think she really has something here with Pampered. I really, really think that there is a community out there who will buy anything that Portia puts up. I really, really do think that she has something great with Pampered if she keeps it professional. Here's the thing. I hated it when Candy did it, and I hate it even more now that Portia is doing it, because I like the fact that we are showcasing Black businesswomen, right? So we have Portia sitting down with her staff and talking about Pampered, and she's just like, I had Pampered. I kind of dropped the ball on that because I was being the kept wife of a rich man. Come to find out, He wasn't rich. So now I got to get back out there and I have to start making money for myself. She essentially retired when she got with Simon. And now she's just like, I got to get back out there and I got to start making money for me and my child. So she's sitting here and she's having a staff meeting with her pampered staff. And it was all going well until her messy employee brings up Drew out of nowhere. And it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I feel like he just brought up Drew because this is something they planned. It didn't seem organic. It just seemed that he wanted to have a messy moment, and that messy moment was orchestrated by Portia. It just didn't fit. And for me, it cheapened her brand, right? I hated when Kandi did this. Kandi would be having a really, important business meeting, and then Don Julio would just say, oh, guess what, girl? Remember so-and-so? She came and she wasn't looking cute. Her shoes was too small. What are we doing? Like, for me, it just cheapens the brand, and it makes me see you as less than a smart business person, because why would you show the world that this is how your business meetings, that this is how they're handled? I didn't like it, and I feel like Portia is trying to recreate that nonsense that Kandi did with the Candy Factory, and I just don't like it. I feel like this is your time to show us your professionalism, and you failed. Because now, if I'm looking as a potential customer, if this is how you hold your business meetings, no way do I want that messy employee having my credit card information. I hated that scene. It was going so well, where she's talking about how she wants it to be $1 billion company, and she's talking about all the things that she wants to do. And I'm like, yes, sister, yes, show them how this business meeting is supposed to be ran. And then her employee, well, we got to talk about Drew. Why? Because who knew that Dennis was that guy? And it just makes me look at you as a not wise leader, because why is your employee talking about your baby father in this business meeting? It's weird. Your baby father and a girl that he might be it's weird. It's unprofessional. I hated every moment of it. I was so engaged in this business meeting, and then it just got messy. I hated every moment of it. It just reminded me of the Candy Factory, or what was it? Was it the Candy Factory? Yeah, I hated it. I was just like, oh, Kandi is not professional. And I know she is. Like, she wouldn't be as successful as she is if she wasn't professional. But that's what I took away from those meetings. And Don Juan, I was just like, who want to do business with him after this? Like, it just was so Don Juan, right? Or is it Don Julio? It's Don Juan. One of them, Juan or Julio, messy. Don messy. And I didn't like it, Portia. That wasn't a good look. I still don't know what your issue is with Drew. Yes, her relationship with Dennis is a little weird, but they're actually making music. Like, they're actually, like, if there was anything for us to see, that messy show, those messy producers would have showed us. It just really seems like they're working. And it honestly seems like they have been working together, and you already knew about it, which you admitted. It didn't become a problem for you until your marriage fell apart. Now, either it's a problem for you because you're trying to get back with the hot dog stand man, or you just don't want Dennis having any kind of spotlight and a platform that you made big. And I absolutely understand that. But it's just like, if they both approached you and you said, okay, you can't just take that back after they start working. They look like they're really being professional. And I feel like you're making this relationship weird when you already knew about it and gave your approval. So it's just, it's weird. Ralph gets a confessional. That's what he always wanted. Ralph has always wanted to be a housewife. I will say the conversation with him and Drew seemed very healthy, and they seemed like they were in a good place, and they seemed like they were trying to keep it as cordial as they can for the kids. And I like that. I really, really like that, because at first, when they were filming Ralph in the basement, and we were just getting sound bites from him, and we weren't seeing him, it was a little concerning. But it seems like these two are at a mature place in their divorce, and they're trying to do the best that they can for their kids. And I actually like seeing that because the Ralph rumbling around in the basement without us really seeing him was concerning for me. But now that we get to see these two, Drew and Ralph connect, we also get to see Ralph show his man cave. I'm a little more at ease with it. But I think that it was a good for us to see that because that's just how it is sometimes. People get divorced and they have to navigate that relationship and their assets in a way that is either very dangerous or very commendable. So right now, Drew and Ralph are looking very commendable. And I'll give it to them. This was a good scene for the both of them. This really, really was, because the way it started off was very concerning. But Ralph got his confessional. An additional housewife. My God, today. Waffles and the security guard and letting us know that the reason why she has a security guard is because the last time she saw her ex-husband in court, he threatened to kill her, and that's why he can't see the kids. Okay. This show is, why is it getting so dark? Listen, I know that this is real life for her. And I know that this is her story. And there are women who go through this all the time. I don't want my train wreck TV to be this serious. Like when I was listening to her story, I'm like, should you be on this show? Should you even be in the same state as that man? Like this is serious. And if he's at that point where you literally have to have security, maybe you shouldn't be filming this show. I don't know. That was really dark. And it was really serious to me. I know it was serious to her, but I'm just like, should you be filming this show if this man is threatening to kill you and your kids? Should you be in hiding in like Alaska and not filming the Real Housewives of Atlanta? I pray everything is okay. I pray that she's fine. But this was that took a turn for me, child. That took a turn for me. So Shamia decides that she went a little too far with 99 No's with Miss Oakley, and she wants to make amends because Miss Oakley invited her out to a dinner party that she was having at the bank. I've seen the bank a few times. I will say the crowd in front of it, I wouldn't go over there unless I knew somebody from the area. You know what I mean? It looked like you just can't walk up in there without checking in with somebody. You know what I mean? I will say that. I wanted to go several times, and I've driven by it several times, and I've been like, yeah, I wouldn't go in there unless I know somebody. So I will, I do feel like they were being classes with we on the bank head. I felt like they were being extremely classes. I will say the bank, it looks really nice on the outside. The crowd that's always in the front, no shade, a little sketchy if you're not from there. A little sketchy. So I will give them that. But the inside is gorgeous. I really like the inside. I like how you have to walk down like out of a vault. That was really, really, really cool. So anyway, Miss Oakley is throwing a dinner party at the bank. And Shamia was just like, if I were, in her position, I would not have invited her to anything that I had because of the issues that we had before. And because she's being mature and inviting me to this, then I'm going to give her an olive branch. I actually did not think that she would show up with olive oil in the branch. All that money you have, you couldn't have did something else. I don't know. The olive branch to me seemed a little shady. I just feel like, Shamia, you got money. You could get her a nice, something else, maybe a gift basket. I don't know. But olive oil wrapped with a branch wrapped around it. I would have considered that shade. But Miss Oakley took it in stride, and they both apologized to each other, and they were able to move forward. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because this is what I think every housewife should do. I think in one episode, you guys have an argument, and the next episode, you squash it, and we can move forward. These housewives now are keeping beasts from seasons prior. to the point where if you're new to it, you don't know what's going on. And if you're not new to it, you're absolutely drained because these ladies cannot move on. We want another storyline. This is still a TV show. So I love the fact that the both of them could move on. That is what we need in Housewives. We need Housewives to be able to shade, argue, throw a drink, and move on the next day. So I like that. But the olive branch, I would have taken that as shade. Let's go back to waffles. I don't understand why she is trying to pick a beef with Drew. I think she tried it with Portia, got shut down immediately, and knew that that wasn't the vibe for her. So I think she's trying it with Drew because she thinks that Drew has less support. But it's just giving like you're just trying to pick. Like the new girls are trying to pick on the OGs to try to find an issue. And it's so unnecessary. These ladies are shady enough. A beef can organically happen like a beef with Shamia and Miss Oakley. Waffles trying to pick a beef with Drew. It just gave low hanging fruit to me. I was annoyed by it. Like you're saying, oh, she didn't buy anything from my charity event. That's been done before. The Real Housewives the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills already did it, and Kyle did it better. I feel like you're just trying to pick on Drew because you don't think that she has protection. And I don't like it. It's like Drew wasn't even acknowledging the beef that she was trying to happen. Drew was like, oh, I bought a coat. I brought a blazer for my son that was $2,000. I don't believe that, Drew. You could have said I bought a scarf for $550, a blazer for a child for $2,000. I don't think that you make careless purchases like that. But Waffles trying to pick something with Drew just didn't make sense to me. It did. Like it made sense where I feel like she's trying to pick on somebody who she doesn't think has protection, like a Portia. But it put her in a bad light for me because it was so unnecessary, even with Drew like trying to not engage with it. And then to like try to call her broke and all of these things. I'm like, you have to find your identity, sweetie. You really, really, really do. I like that you're open and honest about your story, but we still have yet to know who you are. Britt is giving us something, but I still can't place your character on this show. And that's concerning. We're 4 episodes in. We don't know how many episodes this season got, so let's do better. So Shamia debuts her song for all of the ladies at the dinner after she makes amends with Miss Oakley. I want to talk about the song because Portia, I do not know why you were acting like that. Portia's just like, oh, that's Drew. That's Drew. That's not Shamia. And Shamia kept on saying, this is my song, Portia. This is my song. Oh, no, that's not you. You think I don't know your voice? That ain't you. And I'm like, why? Why would you talk through the entire time that she was playing her song? And why would you not believe her? Why would she be playing Drew's song? A woman that you are currently having beef with because she's working with your baby daddy. What was that? That's just so weird that she's acting like that. That's so weird. I will say Candy called it. Candy Coated Nights called it. But that's so unfortunate. So like the whole time she's playing the song, you're talking through it like you don't want people to hear the song. Anyway, Shamia, great song. I hate that your bestie could not support you in that. Still now, she hasn't said anything good about the song. Portia, you're jealous of Shamia? Girl. So let's get into Britt and Kenya. Let's end with Britt and Kenya. So Kenya comes into the dinner a little late after everybody. She's not wearing black like everybody was supposed to wear. Kenya, I wish you would have wore black because you would have ate in a black look. Everybody looked great in their black and gold at the bank. You coming in that turquoise was not a good look. Anyway, she comes in late. She hugs everybody. She hugs Britt. Britt goes, "Oh, that wasn't a real hug. That was like a little pat, like me and you got a problem." And Kate was like, "That was a hug that I gave everybody because I didn't want to get makeup on anyone." Oh, okay. What the hell you got beef for? Britt was already on one with Kenya from the moment she got there, and she had been trying to pick with Kenya the entire dinner, but Kenya would not engage. I don't understand what it was. Like, as soon as Britt was cool, and then Kenya showed up, and it was just like, you have an issue. Now, I don't know if Britt, if she filmed her scene with her sister before Kenya, and maybe that could explain how unhinged she was, because earlier in the episode, Britt had a sit down with her big sister, who she had not talked to for a very long time, because her and her sister were beefing over the husband. And the sister's issue was that when you got married, it became all about him. So if I'm calling my sister and I'm telling you things that I'm going through, if I'm talking to you about my depression or issues that I'm having with at home with raising my kids, you're telling him, or he's chiming in. And I'm like, I didn't tell him my business. I told you. And Britt's like, well, that's my husband. So, whatever you tell me, I tell him. What? Oh my God. I hate when women get in a relationship and it becomes my man. Like, all of a sudden you can't do anything outside of that man. I'm on Britt's sister side, because she's just like, you were my sister before him. This is the relationship we had before him. Now you're with him, and the relationship is, oh, if I call you, I'm also calling him. Absolutely not. Your relationship with your sister should not change just because you're married. Oh, Britt, what the hell is going on with you and this man? It's so weird. Anyway, so I don't know if she was still emotional from that meeting with her sister, and that is why she was so emotional with Kenya, because I just don't get it. Like, there was no issue there. It just seemed like, because this is the thing. Britt and Kenya, was the last time they really got into it was at Shamia's birthday party. And they have been at stuff since then. So I don't know why Britt was so angry now. Like, I don't get why she was so mad at Kenya. I don't understand what escalated a beef. So they had like these questions that everybody was asking about. Everybody wrote individual questions, and there kept on being questions about Kenya. And Kenya's just like, okay, now you guys are trying to have a moment, because why are these questions about me? And Kenya answered every question in like a fun way, fun, easy, lighthearted way. And I guess the question that she answered about her issues with Britt, it didn't satisfy Britt, because Kenya was just like, oh, I don't have an issue with you. And Britt is like, yes, you do. And Kenya's like, no, I don't. I like, very lighthearted, like still trying to have a good time. And Britt is like, no, you actually do. Why won't you answer the question? And I'm like, pause. What's going on? What, have we missed something? Because I do not understand why Britt was so aggressive with Kenya. And Kenya's just like, okay, like not even trying to engage. She gets up to leave. Britt gets up. She's cussing. They got to hold Britt back. And Kenya's just like, not even fazed by this girl, like still talking to everybody, still getting her things to leave. And Britt is acting like she wants to fight Kenya. And I'm like, well, what did we miss? Because Britt looks unhinged. She looks extremely unhinged. She's cussing, screaming at the top of her lungs. People have to hold her back and calm her down. She starts screaming for her husband, screaming for a weapon. And I'm like, what is going on? Was there a whole scene cut out? Because I do not understand how this woman got so angry out of nowhere, to the point where her husband is trying to calm her down. And I'm just like, what happened? Well, she don't know. She gonna learn. She don't treat people like that. How does she treat you? I'm confused. I'm so confused. And Britt, maybe you can explain to us what happened. You look completely unhinged, because there was nothing that Kenya did at this dinner to make you get to where you got. Like, it was insane. You're yelling at production to take your mic off of you. What happened? All she said was she didn't have an issue with you. Why wasn't that good enough? Why were you like getting violent? That was so weird, guys. I don't know if we missed something. I don't know if Britt was emotional for meeting with her sister, but that was so weird. And now Kenya is looking like the victim. I don't know. We'll see what happens next week. Anyway, that's all I want to say about this show. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. Um, um, CM said, I've never seen a robber leave a phone at the gate. Oh, we're talking about Dorit. And then the victim gets mad money out to leave in her buggy while shopping. Child, well, we're gonna find out while everybody is fighting. Callie C, thank you so much for the super chat. Callie C said both Pori, Erica, and Kyle met before the reunion to take down Garcelle. Sutton was complacent. Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if Sutton knew about the takedown because they do it every reunion. They do it also on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. They do it every reunion. I would not be surprised. Thank you again, Kylie C. Love ya. Kosua, you sure did. Thank you so much for being here. The NNH said, not gonna lie, Angela and Charles feel like it would have been like if we would have seen Cherie. That's what it gives. Like she does her best to not upset him. He seems annoyed. This was, I don't think this was the casting this season. I don't think this was a good fit. The NNH said that Wendy Williams segment about Angela. I saw that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a clip of Wendy Williams going around on the interwebs talking about Miss Oakley, who reached out to her when she was going through her issues with her now ex-husband. And Angela reached out to her and she said, you know, Wendy, this is something you can get over. And Wendy was like, absolutely not. And Miss Oakley looked at Wendy and said, Wendy, it's just a baby. And Wendy was like, it's just a baby to you. Not me. I'm divorcing him. I'm not getting over that. Give Me Shelter said, I love Shamia. She's quick-witted and talented. I am scared for her health because that husband wants a son, hook or crook. I think that's what it is. I think he wants a son. Why don't people just like to adopt? There are so many kids that need homes. Social Stuff says, Shamia brought her mama onto her YouTube channel to clock. And y'all are just telling me? Now I got to go watch. Jazzy Go said, as long as she stays consistent, I think she'll be absolutely. Absolutely. She's doing it right. I don't know who her PR is, but they're working overtime. She's paying them well. Listen, Portia has a nice brand. I wish she would not have dropped it with that man, but with this show, she can still get it back on his feet. The NNH said, the show is there to promote. I'm glad that Shamia and Drew are putting out their music. Me too. Me too. Miss T said, felt like Portia told him to bring up Dennis or production. It seemed very calculated. It was weird. It didn't fit anywhere in the meeting. There was nothing that they were talking about to make them bring up Drew or Dennis. It just seemed very calculated. My only conclusion could be that these are not really, this really isn't her staff. It's just people that she asked to come on the show to act like her staff. I honestly think Portia's staff is her and her sister and her assistant. Rael said, I really don't think pampered makes sense for sheets. I would have thought it was a bath line. Well, I think she's making it, isn't she making it like, I forget what it's called. It's not beauty, like a health and wellness line. I think that's what she's doing. Love Like You Are said, Drew's music is actually good. And I take back what I said about the first single being Dookie. She can actually sing. I feel like she has a much bigger opportunity in acting, but she loves that singing. Miss T said Portia wants to control the moves of others, especially Dennis and Shamia. And I think she's mad that she can't do that. Social Stuff said Dennis tried to produce Megan James from Basketball Wives. She wanted to be a rapper. Oh, so he's been trying to get into the music game for a minute. Well, he got a hit with Drew. Rael said Good Girl, Bad Bitch by Drew is a vibe on the album. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I agree. What the hell is going on? I'm telling you, I honestly feel like Kenya pissed somebody off over there on production, and this is their revenge. It's not making sense to me. It's not making sense to me. Like, it's an audience full of black women. Black women have the most discernment and the sharpest discernment of any community on this planet. Why do you think that that was going to go over our heads? Nobody is able to play us. Like, we catch everything. Why does she keep on talking about that man? Stop talking about him, because we're always going to find something. E for Empathy said Drew's connection with Dennis is the most interesting thing she's done to me. Oh no, I really like Drew. She had a lot of stuff going. I think this divorce with her and Ralph, I think this just taking so much of her like joy. So she's not as enjoyable to watch on TV like she used to be. Jazzy said Drew is so much more likable this season. She's really like, whatever, I'm focused on my music. She seems to be growing. The N and the H said, I still need to know Kenya not having a confessional. Well, it was definitely a choice by production. Too dark. Like, what this season? What is happening? Yes, it's absolutely real. It's absolutely real for many women. And I love the fact that she is sharing her story. I am just not sure if this show is the smartest move for someone in her position, especially when that man threatened the lives of her and her children. Oh my gosh. He was giving me Dr. Heavenly's husband. Monique Anderson said, if you read Portia's book, you will know that she is deeply insecure due to not having her father's attention as much as Lauren did. She's jealous, immature, and attention seeking. Oh, child. Oh, God, I hope that Portia and Lauren is not in this chat because they're about to start fighting. Love Like You Are said, I've warmed up to waffles, but I want more focus on the restaurant, on her business. Yeah, I really want that more. I feel like she's trying to get in something with people, and it's like, it's unbecoming. Don't come on this show as a businesswoman and then spend the majority of your time on this show just being messy. Because now I don't want to go to the restaurant. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that they understand a digital footprint. I don't think these ladies get it. I don't think these ladies get it. So Steph said, talking about waffles, yeah, she needs the coin. He took one of their restaurant locations. They had two. Ugh. It just seems like marriage to a man is not a smart decision. Oh my gosh. Oh, it seems like it's much better to be his girlfriend than his wife. Woo! The waiting room said, hey, y'all, we'll catch the replay. I'm so tired. I'm half asleep. London. Okay, thank you for being here, waiting room. Listen, that's what it looked like. You got to check in before you go to the bank. Because every time I drive by, it's like, I don't think that that's something I could just walk up to not knowing anyone. India, thank you for being here. Yes, don't forget to thumbs up the video. Please like the video, share if you care. It helps your girl in the algorithm. Hey, Dak, thank you for being here. No, it was not, Ryan. It was not. It was the $6.99 olive oil that you get from Ralph's. I know because I have it. When I gotta be a little when I can't be, spend it as much as I want on my groceries, I get that one. When I can flex a little bit, I go to Costco and I get the one for $31. But I know that olive oil and I know it well. It is. It is. And do we know why olive oil is so expensive? Because our government is bombing the people who make it. Free Palestine. Rael said, nah, I had that same Bertolli. Yeah. Yeah. $6.99. That's my olive oil. I get it all the time. I get it all the time when I can't flex like I want to on my groceries. You know what? She gives me Atlanta. Guys, Atlanta is just very flamboyant. Atlanta, like all the women and men dress like Hollywood Montrose. Just very flamboyant. Give Me Shelter said Kenya looks so bored and sad this season, even before last night's episode. I think she needs better people to bounce off of. I agree. I agree. Hey, unapologetically Ramel, thank you for being here. So Seth said I hollered when they asked why Ralph came to set with no shirt on. That was a fun little moment. NC said Twitter is saying that Portia's cousin Londi, she was in last night's episode and on Portia's family. Oh no! Oh no! Well, why did y'all tell me now, not before I started going in on Portia? She's mourning. I'm sorry, Portia. I do like waffles the most out of the newbies. I will say that. I will say that. Rest in peace, Londi. Unapologetically, Romel said I didn't watch the episode, but I saw clips of Brittany acting crazy. It was weird. It was so unprovoked. It was so weird. It definitely was given that too. It definitely was given that too. But why be a hater to your best friend? To your best friend. Sorry, it feels like something is on my nose. So I hate wearing makeup. It just feels like stuff is stuck on my face. It does. It seems like that. But I'm like, you guys been friends since you were children. Why would you throw a relationship like that away? A relationship that has lasted that long? You guys have weathered so many storms together, and you're going to throw that away because she's on a show that you only want to be the star on? You two could be a dynamic duo. What is going on? It's so sad. Blue Jay said, instead of going after the OG, I think they should be friends and form alliances. Be a friend to all, and then narrow it down. Introduce us to your life, and we'll brought you to this TV show. I don't like alliances on Housewives, on Housewives in general, but especially on Atlanta. It doesn't work. Atlanta alliances doesn't work. It just gets so dark and so nasty right off the gate when they do alliances. I like when they're just a group of friends in and out, in and out. I will say Kenya was the one that was making comments about Britt's ring. So it did, for Britt not knowing her, it came off a little weird. I do not think that moment warranted what Britt did to Kenya. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. Garden's Goddess said, are you going to be reviewing the new season of Love After Lockup? These new couples are a mess, of course. Yes. I'm going to talk about Love After Lockup tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Temptation Island and Love After Lockup tomorrow. I think Temptation Island is at 3:30 and Love After Lockup is at 12. But it's going to be reality TV chat. So it's going to be Love After Lockup, 90 Day Fiance, Ready to Love Philly, and Drag Race. What the hell did I order? Oh my God. What did I order? I just got some update about an order. What the hell order? Is it an old order? I think it's an old order. Child, let me check my card. Lord. She really does. She really, really. Yes, she really does, which is so weird. I mean, I get it. Kenya's an OG, but it's like Brit is doing too much. Brit is. Oh wait, somebody said. Yeah, so Seth. Oh, hold on. The comments. Chill, comments. Chill. I'm trying to find it. Oh, there we go. And I hate that. It's like some stuff is just for you. Like for me, I get that, pillow talk or whatever. I totally understand that. But some stuff is just for you, not for him. He don't need to be knowing my hotels. Blue Jay said, I do have sympathy for Oakley. Any bad behavior of the husband will be put on the wife. She don't want the show. She don't want to show the cracks with destroying her life, but she must put on a show. I understand her pain. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But like, don't sign up for the show. You're going to talk about your life. And you're going to talk about the reason why you're on the show, which is him. And he doesn't like it. He does not like this show. You know what? Maybe that could explain everything. I just didn't understand. Me and my family were watching it like, what is going on with her? Why is she so angry? What happened? Blue Jay said, if men can have secrets and alone time, why can't you have something between you, the person, and God? Ciao. Spency said, it's giving pick me behavior or abuse potentially. My friend started acting like my man, because then, oh gosh, I hope not. I hope not. This is a great example. Ryan Round said Britt's relationship with her husband is giving Kim and Croy. Yes, it really is. It really is. Priscilla said, Kenya not having an issue with you is a good thing, Britt. Too late. Like, and I think Kenya meant it. She was like, I don't have an issue with you. Like, I don't understand why she was so upset. It was very weird behavior, Britt. Monique Anderson said, or when her man knows all your business and secrets. I hate that. Sometimes they talk crap about you with their man. And don't let her and that man fall out. Oh, he gonna tell you everything that was said. So Seth said, I heard that Britt and Kenya got into it at the Balmain event. I want to see the footage. Yeah, I think we need to see that to understand how they got here. E for Empathy said, this is why I think Britt is Nicki Minaj coded, losing her mind over perceived slights. There had to be something else, guys. It's just so weird that she got upset like that over Kenya saying, I don't have a problem with you. Jazzy Go said, I think she's upset Kenya paid her dust and it verified maybe that's it. That does make sense, because she was saying things like, I don't have to bow down to you. You're not that girl. Like she was saying stuff in a way that I believe Kenya made her feel small. But from what we've seen, I don't understand. I don't understand. Eva said Britt was doing too much. Keep Kelly and let Britt go. Oh my God. To be honest, guys, I've been hearing that a lot. A lot of people are not a fan of Britt. And I think it might be because Britt got Kenya out of there. Unapologetically, Romel said, I understand people don't like Sutton, and I don't like her either anymore, but I do believe Sutton would be, but I don't believe Sutton would be at a takedown meeting against Garcelle. Now, that I don't believe. I don't think that's what I said. I said that I believe she knew about it. I don't think she was there. And if I did say that she was there, I misspoke. I don't think that she would be at a takedown meeting about Garcelle, but I do think that she probably knew going into it that Garcelle was a target. I believe so. And she doesn't want to carry the baby because she thinks it's going to be very dangerous. And I think the husband doesn't want to do a surrogate again, because the last surrogate they had got cancer. And I think, although Shamia doesn't blame her for the baby being sick, I think the dad does. Give Me Shelter said, I was surprised the production didn't reprimand Britt on the spot. Me too. You can tell everyone heard because they rushed to her in the parking lot. Yep. Yes, that's what I like about her too. So the stuff said, I always like Drew. A good housewife is always a little delusional. Absolutely. Blue Jay said, I respect Drew's passion for music. Her art can only be told through music. I know my heart goes for visuals and written. If she can express and control her music, then I hope it will fulfill her. I agree. Eva Empathy said, I don't dislike Drew. I think she's talented, but I think you're right that her focus is being pulled with the divorce. Absolutely. Oh no. So Steph said, I used to have to do my custody exchange at the police department. I felt for Kelly. Ugh. Here's the thing. I'm sorry if you are messy. That makes me feel really wary about how you do business. It really, really does. It really, really, really does. Cam Delete said, you know, Kenya wanted to get away from Brit so bad that she felt safer jumping in the car with Portia. She did not want to hang around there. NC said the $1 million question was there any missing context leading to the Brit Kenya feud? Kenya confirmed on X there was not. What we've seen is all that happened for the first time ever. I'm team Kenya, team twirl. Because if there's no missing footage, what the hell? What the hell? Absolutely, 2 out. They can't have alliances. That show was 2 out. Yes, because these ladies are so shady. A beef will evolve. You don't have to make a beef waffles. Hey, Mickey W. Mickey W said, Nikki, per usual, I'll catch the replay. That man, even in their wedding pictures, looks like an ugly weirdo. What was she thinking about choosing him? Portia has never been looked. Oh my God. Yes. Mickey came in guns blazing. Is that good or bad? Is that good or bad? I'm interested to see. I haven't watched it yet. I think we're only 2 episodes in. I'm interested to see. I feel like Love After Lockup always gives. Cameron Knight said, because Portia is jealous of Tamia because she looked up and got the African with real money, legit money, and the house and the kids, and they're happy, and Portia isn't. I will say, it seems like, Portia ran after the African dream because Shamia got it. And I feel like, to be honest with you, Shamia was the one that made all of them start running after African men. She was the one. Everybody looked at Shamia's life and was just like, well, if African men are treating, Black American women like this, then I want to get me one. And everybody ran after one. And it's just, it didn't work because I think that Shamia and her man were like organic. I think everybody was just looking, for African men, rich African men. But I think Shamia and her man were organic. Yes, I've been watching it. It's a good season. I just haven't had time to review it. Social Stuff said, I think the ring comment was shade, but definitely very light shade. I agree. And I would have asked her when her divorce would be final and if she's paying Mark alimony. Light shade. Light shade. What's going on? Oh, thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'll take note of that. Unapologetically, Romel said, I'm happy Kenya didn't say anything back to Brittany because you could see the way she was yelling and looking at her, wanting to argue back. She made Brittany look like a fool. And now we're all looking at Brittany like, what did you do to Kenya? Emma said, Britt should be on a different violent show with comical threats. It does not make sense, Britt. You got to give us context. Unapologetically, Romel said, I remember I had an old best friend forever. Her man knew all of us in the friend group business, and I figured it out. I figured out she was telling him everything, or sometimes we were on speaker, and it was annoying. That is just like, that goes against friend code. Like, I'm supposed to be able to confide in you, not to confide in you and have an audience. Like, I understand pillow talk, right? Some things will slip out, but Britt's sister is just like, when I'm talking to you, I don't want to be on speakerphone with him because I'm spilling out my heart and I'm calling my sister for advice. I don't want him to know that you have a relationship with him. You have that intimate relationship with him. I do not. Don't expose me to him. That's all she's saying. And Britt is like, well, that's my husband. Oh, women like that. Ugh. I hate it. I hate it. No, you have no mind. No mind. And then when that relationship ends, you want the people who you screwed over, did not protect, violated, threw to the side. You want us to come back and be your community. You didn't need us when you had him. Now you want us back and you want us to be the friends, the sisters, cousins, or whatever to you that we were before that, without even clearing up the mess you made. It's so sad. And it's normally women that do that. The N and the H said Britt really wanted the issue. She sure did. But I think she maybe wanted approval more than anything, but didn't know how to verbalize it. That is a great observation. And I think that's exactly what happened. She wants Kenya to like her. And because Kenya does not like her, or does not, I don't want to say doesn't like her, but because Kenya isn't featuring her the way she wants Kenya to feature her, she's lashing out. She's lashing out. I would have loved to see how Ming Lee would have played out on this show. Love Like You Are said, plus all of Kenya's cut scenes probably would have made the situation make more sense. I agree. Give Me Shelter said, all right, Nikki, you are in the entertainment business. Please tell me what's happening with Waffle's lips. Did she get an implant? I don't know, but it seems like the new girls definitely had a lot of work done. I don't think the faces that the new girls are showing us are the ones they were born with. I told you before, they give me Summer Walker variants. I feel like they all have gone to the same surgeon. But listen, their body, their choice. Monique said, blaming someone for having cancer. I hope she doesn't, because that is mean-spirited. Again, I don't think Shamia does. I know Shamia doesn't. She sat with the lady, and the surrogate was just like, I am so sorry. And Shamia was like, I don't want you to apologize. You did not do anything. My child is not sick because you got cancer. But she also goes on in the next two episodes to talk about how her husband wants her to carry the child. And Shamia is like, I'm a woman of a particular age. My last pregnancy was a high risk one. I don't want to do this again. But he is, I think because of what happened with the last surrogate, I'm just assuming he is out with the surrogates. He wants her to carry the child. Unapologetically, Romel said, I feel like something has to be missing, but even if they did show us everything, Brittany still was wrong. Something seems like it's missing. We will see. We will see. And I agree. Unapologetically, Romel also said, I'm still not feeling the new ladies, but Kelly does have a storyline. She's interesting. But I think that as soon as we start to get to know who she is, she tries to get in and mess with somebody. And it's like, Kelly, just show us who you are, please. Everybody's already liking you more than Britt. Oh, it's a good mess. Good. Okay, I'm excited to watch. Listen, if all of them is doing what they're doing for Shamia, sign me up. Monique said, not surprised because Portia rushed a relationship with Dennis and got pregnant because her sister had a baby. She was jealous and always wants the attention on her. Oh, I don't like Portia. And you know what? I can tell, Monique. I can tell. Love Like You Are said, Britt so badly wanted to say that her sister was jealous because she got a man. She's probably said it before. That sister was about to break down crying. Like, it's obvious that her sister is dealing with something and she wanted her sister in that moment, but Britt probably served up her husband, or was just like, when she's calling and saying, hey, can I see you? And Britt is like, well, I got to ask him if I can leave. It's giving something like that, where the sister is just like, I'm going through it. I need you. But there's a roadblock, and the roadblock is your husband. That happens. That happens. Oh, you are? Good for you. Let us know how it goes. The CR said, did anyone notice how Britt's husband hurriedly reached for Britt's mic pack as Britt was losing her marbles? Because he knows her. He knows her. He knows that attitude. That was very shocking to see. Too hard. And I feel like Atlanta is the easiest show to acclimate yourself in and to get into some drama, because everybody got a slick mouth. It's so easy. Unapologetically, Romel said Brittany needs therapy because she's not understanding what her sister was telling her. My mama raised me and my sister to never put a friend or a spouse before each other. Absolutely. I feel like those relationships that came before you find your spouse, is just as important, if not more important, than your relationship with your spouse, because you have a proven and dedicated history with these people. You are just building with your spouse. You don't really know that person like you know your family and friends. So those relationships are very important because that is a community that is going to hold you up before, through, and after that relationship. Don't throw them away. E for Empathy said, my sister used to be like Brit in relationships. When she had a partner, she forgot about everyone else in her life. It's so hurtful being in that situation. Yes, because you are letting those people who were there before your relationship know they are not as important as that relationship. And then you're expecting them to be around and be the friend or the family member that they were to you before that relationship, when you have proven to them that they are not important, and you will drop them as soon as you get into a relationship with another person. That is unfair. And it's not nice. Miss Kaiser Soze said, does Brit need to be on the show snapped or what? I hope not. I hope not. Eva said, I miss old Atlanta. Nene was TV gold. She was. I think the reason why everybody misses Nene is because she was the comic relief. And that's the thing. This show works with comic relief. The Real Housewives of Atlanta were funny. We're funny. And if comedy is not the core of this group, it's not going to work. I'm not laughing. The last time I laughed was when Miss Oakley and Shamia was going back and forth. And that was it. That was it. But that's what Atlanta is comedy. And we're missing that. We're missing that. Spency said, my thing is, who are you going to complain about to your man if you only have your man? Who are you going to complain about your man to if you only have your man? Plus, one person can't fulfill all your needs at all. At all. You're meant to do life with a community of people. And all of those people before that man made you the person you are today. You think you could just drop them and be the person that you are today, that those people help you become, and just be successful in that relationship? I always say, never forget your sisters. You are going to need that community of women to be in and maintain that relationship with that man, because he will try you at every hand. Ming Lee is the one who gave Kenya the poster and tea on Brit after the threats on this episode, because Brit sabotaged. Ooh, what? Oh, it's getting messy. Monique says, sometimes the husbands are not the problem. Some wives play a subservient role and create rules for herself because she is married. Oh, absolutely. Akosua said, I think the season could have been really good without the press beef with Brit. Unfortunate. I agree. Unapologetically, Romel said, random question. If you were casted on this season, who would you click with and what would be your tagline? Oh, I would absolutely click with Shamia. She just seems very easygoing and just real and just fun. And for storyline reasons, I would absolutely click with the rich girl, the wealthiest girl on the show, because I know she's always going to do something grand. And I know that if I don't have it, I can look like I have it off of my scenes with this woman, because she is probably going to pick the best places to go, the wealthiest places to go. And although I probably don't have the money, the show is going to pay my tab. So I can look like a ladies who lunches with her. So I absolutely click with Shamia. What would my tagline be? I don't know. I'm just thinking this is like off the dome. I'm from Philly. Don't try it. I don't know. I'll have something better. I promise you. Give Me Shelter said, male-centered women always think the next woman is jealous of her. Jealous of what? Being a grown woman who has to ask her partner permission like a child. Sad, but a lot of women choose to live their lives like that. Yikes. We're going to end with Pink Petals. Pink Petals said, I had a friend that dropped her friends when she got married, basically told her she has her own life now. She put them on a pedestal. They're divorced now. And tale as old as time. Anyway, Star Fam, thank you so much for joining me. I have to get out of here tomorrow. We will discuss Temptation Island, and we will have reality TV chat with Love After Lockup, Drag Race, Ready to Love Philly. And it was one more show. 90 Day Fiance. So we're going to have a full day tomorrow. You can join me tomorrow at 12 and at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you so much for joining me in this live. Give me about 15 or so minutes so I can put the timestamps in the description box below, and I will see you tomorrow for something else. Love you all. Thank you for joining me. Have a good night. Mwah.